all, Noons here. Welcome back to Noons Airborne RC. And in today's video, we're going to be going over some tips and tricks on the B-1. Now I know I didn't do a build video, but Jeremy Salt did an incredible job on his 3 build videos. And if you haven't seen those, I highly encourage you to watch them. They're on the Banana Hobby YouTube page and on the Banana Hobby's website. This video is just going to cover a few things that I've went through on this bird that I'm going to go ahead and pass on to you. So hopefully y'all enjoy this. Give it a thumbs up. Noons out.
Get some!
Alright everybody, working from the nose back. I noticed sometimes that my gear doors on my nose wouldn't close all the way and the gear wasn't rising up. This little landing gear light has a little bit of play, and I noticed that if it's in this direction, it will not let the gear close all the way, but if it's completely straight, have no issue. So to fix this, I'm going to go ahead and just put a drop of CA right here just to go ahead and hold it straight. Now moving on from the gear to the battery bay. Many people have asked me where I put my receiver, if I scrunched it in back of the battery, if I moved it to the front. Here's a picture. I used some 10-inch extensions and I moved the receiver forward front so I wouldn't get any interference from the battery. Now as for the battery, I'm using a 6S5000 SMC battery, and here's the position that I have it in to achieve the CG, to fly. Now in the manual, it states the CG to be roughly about 48 millimeters from the front leading edge of the root. We're going with 80 millimeters. That's what Jeremy went ahead and recommended, and that's what I'm going to be using, and that's what's been working. We move the weight back so when the wings sweep, we have more tail control and it's not less nose heavy. As far as the tip for the wings, as in a previous video, the servo leads in the fuselage, there's room to go ahead and pull them out. And in this picture, you can see that I hot glued the servo connections right here to the wing side. That way they won't get bunched up and nothing will get tied up when the wings sweep. I won't have one sweep and the other one not, or worst case scenario, break the little buckles in here that connect to the linear actuator. And last but not least, the gyro. Many questions if I'm using the onboard gyro or if I'm using my own. Well, I'm using my own. Now here's a diagram of the onboard gyro, and I highlighted it in blue the 2 aileron leads and the elevator leads that you'll have to remove from the board. The 2 aileron leads you'll just wire together and feed the lead up to the front. Elevator just needs an extension. Reinstall the gyro, and that's all you really have to do. Now as far as gyros, if you are going to be running your own gyro, now take heed of caution. If you are going to be running your own gyro that is going to be controlling the ailerons and the elevator, make sure you have the onboard gyro off. If you don't, what's ended up going to happen is you're going to have 2 gyros fighting each other between the ailerons and the rudder. So just make sure that you leave this off when you do the setup if you're going to be bypassing the gyro. As far as the elevator. Now I get a lot of comments on the tail that if you bypass the gyro and you get full throw, that it ends up hitting the servos on both sides. And that is true. But there is a way that you could minimize that as much as possible. You will have to dial down your rates somewhat, but to get the full throw, and as you can see, it comes down, but it does not touch that servo. Neither does it touch the servo on the other side. What I ended up doing is I took the elevators apart, and on the side with the rudder, as you can see in this picture, all I did was where the servo was hitting, I pushed the foam in with my finger about 1/4 inch. I didn't mess up the paint. It's aesthetically pleasing because it's on the bottom of the plane and you're not going to see that close to the horizontal stabilizer. Now on this side of the elevator, it was touching right here and on the rod. All I did is I found out where it was touching and I used my finger. I pushed up here, made a pocket, and right here to right here, I made another pocket for the control rod. And as you can see, perfect clearance. All right, everybody. There's my tips and tricks for the B-1 Lancer from Xfly, available at Banana Hobby. Just a few little things that you have to go ahead and tweak to make her your own flying style, not too much. She's a great flying and looking model. If you're interested in one, the link's down in the description. Noon's out.